I wanted to share one of the most remarkable stories from World War II. I'm not sure whether to call this a coincidence or divine intervention, but it occurred in the early hours of June 6, 1944, D-Day. It took place on board a C-47 military transport plane. It was a few minutes past midnight, and a private named Robert Hillman, he was a member of the storied 101st Airborne Division, was making a last-minute check of his parachute and gear, as was customary for jumpers. I could only imagine the tension on this plane as these boys were about to jump into the most perilous conditions to begin the riskiest and most important battle of the war. They were being asked to secure bridgeheads and beach exits in advance of the main amphibious assault, and they knew casualties were going to be incredibly high. So there's Hillman fidgeting with his gear when a knowing smile creeps across his face. He notices that his parachute came from the Pioneer Parachute Company in Manchester, Connecticut, which happens to be his hometown. In fact, the plant is just miles from his home. Surely a good omen, he's thinking to himself. 30 seconds later, Hillman lets out an audible guffaw as he stares at his chute in disbelief. The sound of the semi-laugh must have added to the tension in the plane of anxious jumpers, because an annoyed voice rang out, "Hey, what gives?" "I know my parachute is going to work," Hillman sheepishly responded. A second, more incredulous voice rang out, "How do you know that?" And there was a pause. "Well, my mother works at the Pioneer Parachute Company, and her initials are on my chute." Well, his chute did work. He survived the jump and lived to be 70 years old. I don't think that was mere coincidence.